Hello everyone, I am Steve Essex and I'm here reporting for Fire Tech 102. And this is my building.
I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in.
This building, located in the industrial complex, is one of many buildings used by the company I work for. But at the request, I will not mention the name. But who knows? I bet you might be able to figure it out by the end of this report. Before headed inside, we're going to look at some of the features outside, starting here with the post indicator valve and the fire department connection. As you can see there, it says open, although it's kind of messed up, but they look like they're in good enough condition where they would be able to be used by the fire department or anybody else in need. This is one of two post indicator valves located on the east side of the building and connected to it. As you can see right above it, there's an alarm system. This fire hydrant is located approximately 25 feet away from one of the main doors. As you can see, just outside of where we were. Something very common in this building are these roll-up 10 by 20 doors. And as you can see, even on the outside, there's a fire extinguisher posted right next to it. Here you can see the hazard placard with a 1 health, 1 fire, and 0 reactivity. That about takes care of the outside. Let's head on in. Alright, now we're inside, but before we go any further, let's take a look at our floor plan. Here is the floor plan. As you can see, there are many different areas. Before we get into each of those areas, let's take a look at the key. As you can see here, we have areas sprinklered, not sprinklered, roll-up doors, hydrant, fences, locked gate, fire extinguisher, and fire hose. As you can see, where we will be entering from is right next to the storage and gym, and there's a fire extinguisher located there. As we continue up, there's the streets, bay, and storage, which are sprinklered. Below that, in the middle of the building, we have our parking and our entrance. Directly to the left of that, we also have sprinklered buildings where we have the rec storage, and up top the chemical storage, and a break room, which is one of very few that is not sprinklered. As you continue down, we have our offices, which are sprinklered. On the right hand side, you can see our parking, and behind that, our streets, bay, and storage area. Over on the left hand side, you can see more parking and the vehicle maintenance area, as well as more storage. As we take a look up, we can see our sprinkler system connected to its water supply. Although they're hard to see, they are upright sprinkler heads, and they're on their hanger rods with seismic earthquake bracing, so this building is fairly well equipped. Without manually testing it, it appears as if the sprinkler system would work in case of a fire, although the piping once was metal and now is brownish black. As you continue to look up, you will notice that there are skylights throughout the building's roof. If there were a fire, these would help greatly with smoke removal and cooling the fire. But make no mistake, if you ever saw fire coming through these, you would not want to enter. This is a Type 2 unprotected non-combustible building, meaning if this building was fully involved, you would simply want to surround and drown it. On the bottom right hand side, by the roll-up doors, you can see that there's a fire extinguisher located there. Throughout the building, there is a total of 5 fire extinguishers, each of them conveniently located near the exits. Here you can see our Class 2 wet standpipe system, one of each of these located on each side of the vehicle maintenance areas. This one happens to have a fire extinguisher next to it as well. But as you can see, they're fitted with hose and nozzle 1.5 inches and connected to the standpipe system. This was a feature I was able to check without getting into too much trouble, and yes, they do all work. As we move on to the back corner of the building, you will see here that we have the rec storage area and also a chemical storage area. Now the rec storage area is where I do a majority of my work for this job. We have lots of different materials and equipment located and stored here, and as you will see, we also have the roof access to the building. Now this room, like a majority of them, are sprinklered. Unfortunately for me, right next to where I primarily work is the chemical storage room. This building, which is a Group S storage occupancy, as it is primarily used for storage and does not contain more than the allowable quantities of regulated materials, does have elements of it that are high hazard, and some things that you might see often in a Group F. As you can see there's a fire extinguisher in case anybody's crazy enough to want to try to put out a fire with a 342 and no water rating. No one seemed to know exactly what was being stored in here, but I did find out that there's underground spill containers. But my investigation thus far has showed this building to be void of any major violations, and I would be surprised if this room was any different. And as you see there's a manual pull just in case.
This concludes my report for Fire Tech 102. This is Steve Essex reporting. Have a good day.
You come from a land down under.